Good morning, it's Mark from blogline.com. I just wanted to make a quick follow-up video to this Excel tips by Blogline, how to set up a Clickbank tracking code. We're going to take it kind of to the next step over the next couple of videos. These ones, the next two are going to be pretty short. In this video, we're going to be focusing on the Len function. The video that follows this one will be focusing on the mid function. And then what we'll do is we'll bring it all together and kind of show you how we combine those formula functions into generating a spreadsheet that will generate URLs and allow you to get some tracking done by using subdomains and this kind of thing through an Excel spreadsheet where you really only have to change one cell to put new tracking codes or to implement new new programs, new Clickbank products, that kind of thing. So anyway, again, this video is hopefully going to be pretty short and sweet, and we'll work here to kind of make it that way, and let's get started. All right, the Len function, what it does is it returns the number of characters that are in a text string, okay? And some of the benefits of that is that it actually converts those into a number that you can then use in a arithmetic formula, okay? So what I've done here is the most basic way to use the Len is to actually type in a string that you want it to analyze, okay? So if we do equals Len, open parenthesis, quote, don't forget the quote or you'll get an error, and then the word that you want it to count, end quote, and then in parenthesis, what it does is it basically returns the number of letters that are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this formula should return the number 6, and it does, of course. All right, so let's go ahead and do help me please. Here, go back, let's say copy that. Of course, that's not going to work, but go Len, parenthesis, let's see. Nope. Was too much to hope for. Okay. We'll go ahead and do help me please, and it's going to return 12 because that's how many characters are in that string, okay? And then help space me space please. There's 2 more characters because the Len function does count. It does count the spaces. It counts all. It actually returns the number of bytes used in a text string, okay? So when you're or returns the number of characters in a text string, okay? There's a second function, which is why I'm getting a little bit confused. There's a len b function, and what that does is it returns the number of bytes used to represent characters in a text string. In other words, if you have a double byte character language like Japanese, Chinese, Korean, something like that, then what it's going to do is it's only going to return one it's going to count 1 for each double byte. In this case, with English or any other single byte language, it's just going to basically return 1 for each letter. Okay, so again, we'll go ahead and do equals Len, the open paren. Now, this is what happens if you don't use quotes. You get an error. So it's a pretty simple error. I made it earlier today, and a lot of folks make it. At least that's what I like to tell myself. So I don't feel so bad about making stupid little errors like that. But if you see that happen, remember that you need to enclose any ASCII text in formulas inside of quotes for the formula functions to work. Okay, so there we go. So that returns 2 more than the help me please mushed all together because of the 2 spaces that were added, so 14. Okay, so now to take it to the next step, right? To get a little bit more of an elegant solution, what we may want to do is instead of, actually typing out the phrase or the word or whatever it is that we want length to analyze in the actual parentheses or in the operators of the function, what we want to do is we want to just come down here and let's just reference Len. Let's just reference a cell, A5 as an example, okay? And that cell contains the word Google. We already know that that has 6 letters in it, and sure enough, that's what it returns. This is pretty cool because what happens now is if you change this to another letter, or another word, the cell will automatically update with the difference in the number of letters that make up that word. Okay, so we'll go back to Google. Okay, and we've got 6 there. Now the other cool thing is that we know from the last video that if we drag this formula down, it will also drag down the reference cell. Okay, so instead of it being A5, it'll be A6. Okay, and of course if we drag it down one more, it'll reference A7. So this one references A6 and this one references A7, and we didn't have to do a lot of work there. Okay, now of course if we don't want this to iterate down per the last video, we just go ahead and put a $ in front of the A and a $ in front of the 5. Okay, and then if we drag it down, it will continue to reference A5. Okay, that is just a little refresher from the last video. Okay, let me get rid of that. We'll re-drag it down. Okay, so now the next step is, let's say we want to, we can now add another number to these numbers here. So let's say we wanted to add 1 to the 6, 4 to the 14, and say 25 to the 14 here. What we could do is we can use a simple sum function and sum B5 to C5, and that's going to return 7. Okay, and the same thing, we just drag these down, and 12 plus 4 is 16, and 14 plus 25 is 39. Alright, so we're going to use a combination of all these things here along with the mid function in the next video, or actually in the next video I'm going to show you what the mid function is and how it works. Okay, and then in the third video what we'll do is we'll combine the length, the mid, and the work that we did in the first video to show you how to set up a spreadsheet that generates a tracking ID which is dynamic, that you can use on that you can use in generating tracking information, to use subdomains with the Google Content Network, and to give you some trackability into whether or not you're making sales on certain content network domains, and whether or not it makes sense to increase your advertising budget, increase your bids, decrease your bids, all that kind of stuff, all from a simple spreadsheet that we're going to obviously show you how to set up, and then we'll make the spreadsheet available to you by the end of that last video. So anyway, if you found this useful, please feel free to subscribe to our RSS feed. Comment, let us know what you think, if these are helpful for you, and we really look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.